Hey, hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for making the most of Mercury retrograde for Friday, the 20th of May. We will be using the Everyday Witch Tarot for our message today. And we're doing just that, making the most of Mercury retrograde. The whole purpose for this series of readings is to be a witness to the blessings that Mercury retrograde bestows upon us. And how to make the most of that. How do we invest that energy? What are we doing with it? What's out there on offer to us, right? Okay, the overall theme of the reading comes from the Empress. Gosh, she sure is making her presence known, isn't she? She is in the daily reading, second day in a row at the very least. And you know she's bringing a message of cycle. This is a new cycle. She often demonstrates or introduces us to a 40-day cycle. And my intuitive feeling is that we are at the beginning of this because of the recent lunar eclipse. And the energies of that eclipse will be making themselves present, known, on influence to us for up to the next 2 years. I do feel that is a slow burner right there. It's going to be with us for quite some time. So our exposure to the uncommon and the unusual energies of that lunar eclipse that took place in a full moon in the sign of Scorpio is taking us to a very deep, deep place. And it's possible that's the cycle that the Empress is showing up for here to remind us of. So, unconditional love, self-nurturing, self-care. She is the mother of tarot. So she is a natural nurturer. And there is a message that is evolving out of the tarot cards about how we're nurturing a dream or bringing a dream to fulfillment and having a new opportunity to address a dream that may have been with us for quite a long time. All right, let's take a look at our Oracle card. We have one from the Fortune Reading cards. I love this deck. Highly recommend it. It's a wonderful Oracle deck to have. It's pretty it's got a great vibe that comes off the box when you just look at it on the shelf. So anyway, we have Owl. Hey, we had Owl in the daily as well. There are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. Well, there's a repeat message too, because we did have the Owl card in the daily reading, and we had in yesterday's reading across 4 decks, we saw the Death card 4 times. So talk about transition and transformation. Be on the lookout for signs and messages in your environment. Keep your eyes open. Keep your third eye wide open. The universe is talking. So be aware. That's what I feel. Be aware. We are being informed by the divine all. We are channeling conduits. And the universe is whispering to us without end at this time. So share some of your messages that you're receiving too. Feel free to share them here on the channel. Other people are inspired by them. All right, let's get to the tarot cards. Our first card is Temperance, another card we're seeing on repeat lately. And I love how it's done in this deck too, because here she is in a wonderful yoga pose. And I think that's tree pose right there. I see this as being in alignment. You know, what card was it? I think it was the Magician. As above, so below, bringing heaven to earth, you know. And the message I'm getting off this card is that change happens within. So we are in a cycle of change. We are definitely tuned into our wisdom, and we are making changes based on our wisdom. And we are exposed to, or have been exposed to, the unusual and uncommon from the lunar eclipse and the new moon eclipse that came before that. So There's a lot of energy in the atmosphere that's floating around for us, and it is creating a whole lot of opportunity for us to engage in our spiritual alchemy and make the kind of change that continues to bring greater and greater happiness, love, and joy. Okay, our next card is Six of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Another repeat card for us. This one's been showing up quite a bit, and this is celebrating reciprocity, the spirit of giving and receiving. And this is a card that really depicts our relationship with the universe. And the universe is asking us what? And we're answering, and we're not being so concerned with how, because that was never our job to begin with. That's the work of the universe to do. So I feel here a message that's coming through the first two cards is be in alignment with your own destiny. Be in alignment with the change you wish to see and be in the world, and the universe will continue to say yes emphatically to that. So give your attention, give your intention, give your wide open, overflowing heart center to the universe, and it will give back. This is how we will be met. And think of it macrocosm, microcosm. If we do this on the macrocosm, on the universal level, it's going to happen in the microcosm, in our sphere of influence, within all of our connections and relationships. And frankly, that's where we want to be anyway. It's a wise choice. That's us choosing our happiness, right? That's us choosing to nurture that kind of experience in all of our connections. Our next card is, well, fancy that, the Tower. I love this. I am so in harmony with the message that there is a great surprise coming to our own foundation, and we are making way for it by occupying the energy of temperance, by being the Empress, by nurturing what we have in our heart center, and generously giving while simultaneously generously receiving. And the Tower is a great surprise in the midst of it all. It does not have to be considered a destructive card. It can really symbolize for us how we are making way for the frequency of love that we are today and in the oncoming, because that is a frequency that will continue to evolve. Next two cards. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Coming with the Queen of Swords. So I think that it was Thursday's message. These two queens came out. That was quite the message on Thursday. These two queens came out. I referred to them both as the no bullshit queens. I still feel the same. And this message with the Queen of Wands is about speaking our hearts. In the daily message, one of the angel answer cards was communicate clearly. She does that. She speaks her heart. She speaks her soul, and she desires that kind of connection in all of her connections. We have the Queen of Swords accompanying her. These two together are just unstoppable. Though the Queen of Swords here is being decisive. She won't ever settle for less from herself. She demands that of herself, and demand in a positive, and take it to the highest nth degree of energy to demand the very best, highest, and greatest of oneself. She anticipates this excitedly. And so that is how she is met, the giving and receiving, the reciprocity over here. And it comes from being authentic and raw and inspired and passionate and creativity, and not holding any aspect of our soulful presence, waking consciousness, personality. It comes from not holding any of that back. And this is what's being drawn from us. We are magnetically drawn to share the truth, the authenticity of who we are. And as we spoke about in recent readings, we're not watering ourselves down. We're not showing up in a way that makes everybody else comfortable. We're just being our soulful selves. And that's fantastic every day, isn't it? And then our final card here is, look at that, the Ace of Cups. Now the daily reading today started out with the Ace of Cups. in the energy atmosphere of the day portion of the reading. And here it is at the end of the Mercury, making the most of the Mercury retrograde reading. So we're right back where we started, at giving from our overflow, receiving an overflow of resource, blessing, abundance, bounty, love, joy, happiness, connection. And we did get that message off Thursday's reading from Spirit, the post-it note message of follow the water. And I feel so connected to that in terms of our intuitive gifts. So continue to follow the overflow. Continue to follow what's in your heart space emotionally, where it's really rich and generous and wonderful and reciprocal. Go there, be there, experience that, enjoy the alchemy of living that way on your foundation. It's the really profound, exceptional, and exquisite kind of energy that we are all in connection for within self-relationship, and in connection for all those who share the foundation with us. Have a beautiful day. Make the most of Mercury retrograde for yourself. Leave some comments if you're guided to. Namaste. Peace.